University.
Ignorant, we gon' bring that racket like it's Wimbledon. Discipline, but yet to find anyone equivalent. Ain't no podcast similar, now you won't find no synonyms. Be produced by Q Smith, sound like it's by Timberland. JBB in charge, EG set the bar. Be sipping water tree and Turk gon' lay the law. Jokes may go too far, but that's just who we are. Prolific, so gifted, words that have your soul lifted. So consistent, yet so different. Ain't nobody copy that lane. Carry that torch, heat up the game. Ain't nobody got that flame. Different, different. Man, this intro different. Man, this intro ignorant. God damn.
And what's good, ladies and gentlemen? You know what day it is. You know what time it is. Time for the one and only rendition, Ren and Stimpy edition of the one and only D1 Ignance University podcast. I'm your host with the most eaten toast, seeing Ghost J Brown, coming to you semi-live from another undisclosed location. For once, you can see my man JJ. He's here. You can't see Scully because he's just upset at the world, and I do not blame him. But I'm gonna give them their proper intros. JJ, what's happening?
What's good, everybody? Glad to be back. Missed y'all last week. Your boy was dealing with some personal stuff, but I'm back. Still sore, but I'm back. But to kick off the show, JB Scully, I didn't tell y'all this on the pre-show, so this is going to be news to y'all. Y'all want to hear the ignorant shit that happened to me at work today?
Please tell me you pulled out.
I said at work.
I'm just saying, the last time you told me about like this, you're having a second kid.
First of all, I did say at work. So get your mind out the gutter. Second of all, for those of you that don't know, it's summer camp season. I'm still dealing with the youth of America, and I'm scared, genuinely scared, because today we had our first mini field trip. We went to the pool.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Wait, it gets better. I have the older age group, unfortunately, and we were talking about the rules of the pool, had a good time, did our thing. We get back to the center. I'm like, all right, everybody, let's come together. Let's talk about our actual field trip tomorrow, right? I had a 13-year-old raise his hand. Coach.
First of all, why are they calling you coach?
Can we go to 6-7 flags this summer?
I'm going to turn my camera on for that one. Excuse me. Hold on. I beg your pardon.
I beg your finest ignorant pardon.
Yeah, when I tell y'all I had to take a 5-minute break, like I kid you not, I looked at my boss. I said, with the Baptist finger, I said, I need 5. I don't know how to respond to that one. 6-7 flags? Really? Like, is this what society has boiled down to?
Yes, absolutely it is.
Absolutely has. You saw the Streamer University stuff.
Yeah. And everything that they're doing to get into Streamer University and still not getting in. Yeah.
I don't like where we're headed as a society, y'all. I'm just throwing that out there.
Me neither.
But hey, man, the future. I believe the children are the future, but not these ones. Whitney was not talking about these. It hurts my soul. Captain Scully, introduce yourself to the people since you in the dark today, literally.
Yes. Team fuck them kids over here. Yeah, you know, your boy Scully, we out here. I was here a week ago. I'm here now. We're back. And
who was here about a week ago?
I was here about a week ago. That's in the weekend. All right. But yeah, we like that. And I will be in the Lone Star State in a couple of weeks, so y'all get ready.
He will be. Me and JJ are fresh off of our Juneteenth celebration here in the grandest prairie of them all. Some people were there to support and like it. Some people were there to just hate watch, I guess. We don't really care about them. But overall, it was another successful Juneteenth here in the prairie. We were live from the Epic on Friday, Thursday, we played volleyball. The police was cheating like normal, who we all know. Friday, Epic Central, Don Diego and the band doing their thing. Saturday, down at good old Tyree Park for good old Tyree Park things. And again, if you're a hater, I don't care.
I'm gonna tell you, I would have been there just to see the boots and the skirts
And the shorts.
And I'm gonna piggyback on that real quick too, because the fact that K104 was out there on Friday night should tell you all you need to know, because anybody who is anybody in the DFW knows that K104 spends a lot of time at cell phone shops, primarily Cricket Wireless. So the fact that they said, hey, this is a big enough deal for us to get out of our roots and go support the cause and turn up at Juneteenth in the grandest prairie of them all means we did something right. So to all of y'all out there that had to take on it when you didn't like it, A, help the committee instead of bashing the committee, or B, take your ass to another city and enjoy whatever festivities they may have going on,
or like
or just stay at home.
Dave Chappelle. Or, and here's another idea, you could shut the fuck up.
Just throwing it out there.
It's just not it.
Just not it.
You know.
Shut the fuck up. But anyway, we're done with our negativity.
Yeah, we better stop because the hit dogs are hollering.
Boy, that hit dog was mighty loud. Anyway, we're gonna get to some some kind of activity. Anyway, as y'all know, the NBA Finals are officially over, and the New York Knicks became the NBA champions for the first time in 50 years.
53.
53 years. Dear Lord, baby Jesus. Hey, it is what it is. It happens. It happens. Congratulations to the Knicks. But I do have a question for y'all, for the good people who watch the Ignance show, and for y'all who are on the show right now. Did the Knicks win or did the Spurs just lose it? Because the Spurs had commanding leads in every single game.
Except for
nope, everyone.
Oh,
and they just decided they were gonna stop playing basketball.
Before I give my take on the NBA Finals, can somebody check on the people of New York City? I'd say that with kindness because we're doing some kind of activity on this show. That city is in utter chaos. The minute they won, people were smashing cars, kicking horses. There were fires in the streets. It was insane. I can only imagine what's going to happen during the actual parade. God forbid if there's still a city for the parade to go through.
By the way, I said this already. I'm a big hater of the police. You know that. Y'all know that. But the NYPD are, you know that they say when God gives your hardest battles to your strongest soldiers. He was talking about the NYPD because imagine the week that you have. Imagine working on the New York Police Department this week, and you sit down in your whatever meeting and briefing room on Friday before, whatever, and you're told, you know what, we're gonna have the Knicks possibly clinching. We're gonna have World Cup fans in the city, specifically Brazilian World Cup fans here in the city of New York. The Knicks are going to win the championship, so you already got to deal with the World Cup fans and Knicks fans. And then the parade is going to be the same week that they win, so now you're going to have a Knicks parade on top of World Cup games in New York, on top of a Knicks fandom. What in the hell? NYPD overtime this week is about to you're about to secure generational wealth if you're a member of the NYPD this week.
But they do have Spider-Man to help. Is Spider-Man causing some of the problems? Absolutely.
Absolutely, because he's a Knicks fan. So.
He is a Knicks fan, and he wears Timbs and flat bills.
He does. Yo, who the fuck is this nigga?
Anyway.
You know. If you know,
JJ was asking, is the city of New York safe? I'm asking, where is Trae Young? Someone get Trae Young the biggest witness protection program budget of all time.
He in Washington, D.C. He ain't worried about them.
It's not him. The Knicks fans hate Trae Young to the fact of they will find him. And I
think they got a new hater now. They hate Wemby more, I think. I think Trae Young's off the hook now.
I don't think they hate Wemby.
I mean, Jalen Brunson straight up was in a toast talking about fuck Wemby.
Yeah, and there was a fan that had a perfectly good shot with an egg on Wemby, and that motherfucker is huge.
He's not exactly a small target. You don't get props for hitting him.
I mean, to headshot him?
Yeah,
to headshot him. That's insane.
Headshotting him is crazy with an egg, yeah.
But weird.
But we say all this to say the Spurs absolutely lost.
The Spurs absolutely lost this game. And I've been saying that for the last couple of weeks. And I've been sounding like a broken record. And I've been sounding like an old man yelling at the clouds about this is how the game should be played. But now I got numbers. Now I have things to prove.
He said, I know I sound like an old man yelling at a cloud, but let me prove that I'm an old man yelling at a cloud by pulling out the old stat book.
I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed because I got the old stat book. So let's go down some numbers, shall we? The Knicks won in 5 games. The only game that the Spurs won was game 3. Cool. Wemby in game 1 shot 2 for 9. In game 2, he shot 2 for 6. In game 3, he shot 2 for 4. In game 5, he shot 2 for 8. And in game 4, he shot 2 for 8. In game 5, he shot 1 for 6. All these are 3-pointers. What is the pattern we see here? The more threes he shoots, the worse the team does. And on top of that, allow me to explain to y'all the number of leads blown by the Spurs. The Spurs were blowing leads like it was me and Khalifa in 2011. It was humongous. It was stupid. In game 1, they blew a 14-point lead. Lost. In game 2, they blew a 12-point lead. In game 4, they blew a 30-point lead. And to close it out, like they actually had some kind of cojones, they blew a 16-point lead.
The Knicks, I mean, not the Knicks. Well, we'll get to the Knicks. But the Spurs, man, had they lost regular, like, had they lost where, like, they were getting dominated or maybe even just not winning in the fourth quarter with, like, maybe even 2 or 3 of those games and maybe you just blow the 30-point lead and then whatever. Like, Wemby, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. A lot of stars have, like, just some of the most heinous moments on their resumes, like LeBron losing to the Mavericks in 2010 and, for example, or like Giannis and some of what he did in Toronto and like, some of the losses, like Dirk losing to the Heat in 06. Like there are some just stains on your record. This one is going to stick with Wemby for a long time because like the blown leads. And then on top of that, you have like all of the foul merchanting and some of the just stuff he was doing with Brunson. And then like to go out the way he did with the press, like see y'all never. Like Wemby, man, he might be going into his villain arc. Like he might really be straight Homelander with it next year.
And you know what? He kind of acted and responded like a 22-year-old kid.
Right.
That's what he is.
That's what he is. He just happens to be 7'5", so like no, he can't hide any of it.
He can't hide from anything. But the fact that he's 7'5" is what's pissing me off about this entire thing. Again, old man yelling at clouds. You're 7 feet tall. Why are you taking 9 3-pointers in my game?
You know,
Why?
in this case, you're literally yelling at the clouds because his head is up there. So it's like you're yelling at him because he's already up
Why are you shooting 9 3-pointers in this game?
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of D1 Ignance University has been brought to you by the number 30. Jamal turns 30 in a few short weeks, and this motherfucker is showing his age.
He is showing his age. It's crazy.
I hate all of you.
Just throwing it out there. Wanted to let it be known. This show is brought to you by the number 30.
Because all these niggas are 30.
Anyway, back to another point I was trying to make.
Oh, here we go again. Soapbox.
No, let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Let me go, damn it. Why? Why are we taking that many threes? And the numbers tell you the more threes, the less successful the team is. You shot 9 in game 1, you lost. You shot 6 in game 2, you lost. You shot 4. Shut up, boss man. You shot 4 in game 3, and guess what? You won. And you know what? If you're gonna shoot 4 threes and go 2 for 4, I ain't mad at that. That's decent. But where did we lose our basketball common sense? When did we lose our basketball IQ? JJ, if we're not even in the NBA game, if it's just me and you at the park shooting around, playing 25, one-on-one, whatever, and you miss 5 threes, 5 straight threes, what are you probably not going to do for the rest of the day?
Oh, I can tell you right now, I'm not pulling up from 3. 1, I'm at least going to try to get to the paint. 2, I know I'm a lot smaller than you, but damn, I'm going to try to get to the paint. And 3, I'm not shooting no more threes. I'm at least going to work on my mid-range game.
We're going to try to get closer to the basket. Now, getting put out of the lane, hey, that's another thing. Is there a person alive who can stop Wemby from getting to the elbow, to the mid-range, to the 15-footer?
You know what's funny about that exact take? And this is me going on a Wemby rant for just a quick second. The fact that in that closing game, Karl Anthony Towns, Big Purr, as we've referred to him with some people on this show, was in foul trouble. And you mean to tell me you decided to not be aggressive? You decided, oh, I'm still going to try to do my step back, get on the elbow, pull up from deep. No, attack this man. Him, OG Anunoby, and I want to say it was somebody else that was in foul trouble. And y'all did not take this ball to their chest.
My other issue is that I have a couple of issues. And most of them are with De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, come to the front of the goddamn room.
Oh, Lord.
You know how poetic it is that Mike, what's the man's name? The coach of the Knicks. Mike Brown.
Not D'Antoni, right?
It's not D'Antoni.
That was 2010. We're in 2026.
That was
Mike Brown was fired from the Sacramento Kings for calling out De'Aaron Fox. Just to turn around maybe 2 or 3 years later. No, not even that long. Like a year later or 2 years later, whatever. And win the finals basically essentially off of the back of De'Aaron Fox. I mean, where the hell were you at? And by the way, we've seen this movie play out before in the sense that De'Aaron Fox signed a very massive contract extension that kicks in immediately this year. So I already told some people I know exactly how this is going to play out. They're going to publicly commit to De'Aaron Fox and be like, oh, he's still our guy. He's still our guy, just for it to be like a year or two later, because Dylan Harper clearly was ready. He came ready out of anybody not named Wemby. He was the only other one really that came ready to play, and maybe Stephon Castle too, but especially Dylan Harper played his ass off for the finals. It just wasn't enough and he had some rough moments, but it's time to give him the reins, and I feel like they're gonna try to hold off for De'Aaron Fox as long as they can, but he's gonna be out of there pretty soon in favor of Dylan Harper.
My two young guard should not be the two who come to play every night.
Outside of Wemby, yeah.
It shouldn't be Harper every night. It shouldn't have to be Castle every night. It shouldn't have to be all of that. But instead, Fox screws it up. He gets a great steal. I'm thinking that's ball game. Why are we taking the shot?
Why?
I need, again, what
Why?
happened? Basketball common sense. And he said, I thought I could beat him in a foot race. I thought I was faster. You didn't need to beat him.
You didn't have to beat him. All you had to do was just hold the ball. And worst case scenario, okay, say you don't take the shot. He was going to foul you with maybe 4 seconds left on the clock. You hit a couple of free throws and you ice it.
You could absolutely punt fake and have him just sail over your head and then just get the layup that way, or get him to foul you.
He didn't even need that. He could have got the rebound, gone toward the basket like he did, and then circled back around. At absolute worst case scenario, you waste another second, second and a half, whatever. You get fouled, you go to the free throw line, and you're already up 1, and you can make it up 3. So worst case scenario, they hit an amazing 3 and you go to overtime. But no, we got to make shit more complicated than a blind motherfucker putting on makeup. All we had to do,
his hairline, very true.
All we had to do was stop.
And all he had to do was go to the goddamn barber.
And speaking of that last one, I'm also here to talk about Jalen Brunson. You are not safe. Jalen Brunson, just because you won Finals MVP, which honestly and truly I don't think you deserve, that last shot was horrendous. You need to be thanking OG Anunoby every day. Boss man, that was so unnecessary. That was.
Wait a minute. We offered you a chance to come on the show, boss man. And you are in the comment section being like this. Why not be on air?
Honestly though, De'Aaron Fox did pull up that man school, Crockett, fat man school, Crockett. Y'all seen that clip? Y'all know what clip I'm talking about. He pulled up,
in, breathe out, breathe
in, breathe out, like the nigga scratched his car and he's just ready to start breakdancing before whooping ass. That's how De'Aaron Fox pulled up, and he was playing like it too, just bullshit, just out there playing like we was running fade at the local YMCA.
And
like nigga,
I think the fade was running him. Anyway,
yes, it was.
Brunson needs you to come to the stand. I need y'all. I said at the beginning of the series, I didn't want the Knicks to win, mainly because they're the Knicks, and 2, because I didn't want to get proven wrong. I didn't want to get proven wrong that the best player on a championship team can't be his size. You got to be 6'4"-ish.
He was cooking Wemby the whole series. That's what made it even funnier. Cooking his ass. His ass was getting cooked.
And guess what? I'm here to say, your boy's still right. I'm still right. He's not the exception to the rule. Why? Let's not pretend Jalen Brunson played good. Like he
played good. He didn't play great.
He had great and played good in the big moments, except for game 5. Closeout game, I got nothing to say. Man was balling.
45 big ones.
14 of 27, 45 points, with 15 of those coming in the fourth.
That was kind of like when Giannis scored 50 in games. Like it was the same idea. It's like, oh, this nigga was just like, it's just his night. It's just like nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do. But hear me out about Jalen Brunson, why he did not beat my rule. Because he didn't play great, but he played clutch. And I think we've all talked about it before. You can be clutch and not have a good game.
All right, Becky Hammond. All right,
because hear me out. In game 1.
No, I get what you're saying, though. I said the same thing. I'm like, I thought that it wouldn't be enough. I was like, bro, the Knicks are going to have to find something other than drag it out. Jalen Brunson make tough shots in the fourth quarter. I thought that it wouldn't be enough. And they said, or you could shut the fuck up. And they kept doing it. And 1 and 5. And I'm just like, I don't know what, like, it worked. So I can't even say nothing. Like I couldn't say nothing if I wanted to.
Yeah, and I'm gonna shut up. But hear me out here, because game one, Brunson was 12 for 31 for 30 points.
Yeah,
That
he was
doesn't
awful.
that doesn't sound that bad, percentage wise. That's a shade under 50%.
Mm-hmm.
13 out of his 30 points came in the fourth quarter, which means almost half of his entire game came in the fourth quarter. So quarters 1 through 3 was 18 was I'm sorry, what's the math on that? I'm not good. 17 points. So 17 points for 3 quarters is 6-ish points a quarter. That's not really good for a guy.
It's not good for Jalen Brunson. Like that'd be good for like Mikal Bridges or Josh Hart.
For OG Anunoby, that'd be a good game.
Yeah, but not for Jalen Brunson and not for Karl Anthony Towns.
So we're going to game 2, the first 2 games. He was 7 for 25. Also, that's not good percentage-wise at all.
At all.
And of that 20, he had 7 in the fourth quarter. He had damn near half his points in the fourth quarter. So Brunson just being big shot Brunson. Game 3, the game they lost, but they did come back and make it interesting. He had 32 points. 12 of that came in the fourth quarter.
So he was clutch. Didn't he win like clutch player of the year or something too?
Exactly, he did. So he's true to what he's supposed to be.
He's true to his name, true to the brand.
And he's clutch, but 11 for 25 to get 32 points, that's not great.
That's not great.
And then we bring it on to game 5. Hey, I'm not talking about game 5 because 14 for 27 is over 50%, 45 points, and 15 of that in the fourth.
Like game five really is like the one where everybody's like, okay, that's your crescendo, that's your magnus opus, that's your like icing on the cake, dotting the T's, crossing the I's. Like we all get game 5 is game 5. All the other games though, even Jalen Brunson himself said, bro, I've been playing subpar. And he knew that. But he did just enough in the fourth quarter. I mean, he got it done in the fourth quarter. And plus, the team was so well constructed. Like, I think it's criminally underrated how well constructed this team was. Like, top to bottom, this is one of the most well constructed teams. And it's hilarious because somebody made the point that the Knicks are built in a way that they're not a super team, but you can tell there's nobody that was more important than anybody else. Like, even Jalen Brunson, as good as he is, like there was nobody that you could point to where it's like, okay, Jalen Brunson is the guy in the fourth. Like you could go and turn on the game at any point, and crackhead Josh Hart was having his moments, and then you could have like OG who had the game of his life in game 4, and then you have like game 2 when Karl Anthony Towns shows up, and like and you would just have that throughout the series and throughout the playoffs. Really, this is one of the most dominant playoff runs I think ever.
They won 13 straight.
13 straight. They only lost 2 games the entire playoffs. Or 3 games the entire playoffs, and 2 of them came in one series.
That's 2001 LA Lakers level of dominance.
Like, it's crazy. And I don't know if that says more about how weak the East is or if that's just the fact that the Knicks are just that good. I'm going to put it somewhere in the middle. That being said, it should be noted how dominant of a finals run this was.
Hey, you play who's on the schedule.
You play who's on the schedule. Who
happened to be it. So also remember, y'all, Jamal was right. Jalen Brunson is not an exception to the rule. He's still not. You still need to be a bigger guy. the
nigga got the ring.
The only 2 right now are still Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas. Argue with your mama. The numbers don't lie. Neither did the facts. But speaking of someone who did lie until the judges made him tell the truth, Brendan Sorsby, in case you don't know him, does he count as a former Texas?
Yes, he is. He's former Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby, because he was in the building for about a month.
A month and a half. Either way, Brendan Sorsby, who was found guilty of gambling, over 9,000 bets placed over 4 years, by the way.
Including several on games that he suited up in.
Including games.
Wreck-'em Tech.
Wreck-'em Raiders.
This nigga was running on, like you said, at this point, the floor ain't slippery. At this point, this is like the steps of a Diddy party. Like this, I mean, like, this ain't a slippery slope no more. It's the steps of a Diddy party. Like, it was ridiculous that it got to this point. That that you check, like, good for you checking into rehab, but this felt like some Friday Night Lights shit. Like, this was crazy.
This shit didn't sound like it was real. And then not only was he found guilty by the NCAA for whatever that holds up, he was then acquitted by a Texas judge who said he could play after only the 2-game suspension. And then today, he decides, I'm just going to hop in the supplemental draft and end all of this craziness and end all of this and that. And
well, hold on. Let's give the full context. For people who don't understand what happened with the NCAA, he was ruled ineligible, meaning he was done playing college football forever. He was ruled ineligible until they got in front of a Texas Tech alum who was a judge who said, which has happened a couple times. Trinidad Chambliss, it happened with him too. He went in front of a judge in Mississippi and he got able to play, even though he wasn't gambling. It was something else. But that being said, same thing with that basketball player for Alabama who was playing in the NBA, and then you get in front of an Alabama donor and it's like, oh, he can play in college again. The same thing happened here. So they ruled him able. But it got to the point that there was so much pressure from, like, the Big 12 was threatening to sue. You had multiple other programs saying that they will not schedule Texas Tech. And then, like, other people suing other people. The Big 12 commissioner coming out here, putting his 2 cents in. And then, it was just madness. And then Sorsby, I think at that point, he just realized, like, it was getting to the point where we potentially could have seen some type of, like, maybe if they really wanted to, they could have taken this all the way up to the Supreme Court, which I don't know if that would have happened or not. But, like, it was looking like he would not have seen the field anyway. So he decided, you know what, I'm gonna just wrap this shit up and I'm gonna go to the supplemental draft, which, by the way, for those who are keeping track, they haven't had a supplemental draft since 2023. And very rarely do people get drafted in the supplemental draft because you have to give up your first round pick for the following draft.
Yeah,
in the NFL.
most teams know it's not worth it. At the end of the day, he will probably just become an unrestricted free agent.
He'll probably be in the UFL.
I was just about to say that. More than likely with this whole saga that's going on, which is absolutely crazy that it's gotten to this point, but it's 2026. What else is new? Yeah,
this will make a great docu-series one day.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see him get a call up from somewhere like the UFL, maybe the Canadian League, maybe the indoor arena football-esque style league.
Or that shit that Menzel was in, the fan control football league, whatever.
Something like that. But for NFL level, I don't see it, just because the caliber of player at the NFL level, even the weakest teams like the Browns, the Jets, the Raiders, the Dolphins, the Falcons, I don't see somebody saying, oh, hey, let's pick up Brendan Sorsby as a third string or as a training camp quarterback or whatever the case is. I just don't see anybody attaching themselves to that situation, knowing the backstory and the backlash that's going to come with it.
Which is crazy a little bit. On one hand, I was the main one complaining a couple weeks ago that, like, accountability doesn't exist for white men in America. I was one of the main people saying that when he first was found, when they first let him play. But then there's another side of me that's looking at this, and I'm like, now, are we gonna go this hard for when niggas are found beating up women or rapists or Kirby Smart's entire team basically terrorizing the streets of Georgia? Like, are we gonna go this hard again, threatening to not play teams?
We're not. Because sports takes priority over that. They took Roger Clemens to the Supreme Court for steroids.
Like, the only reason anybody cares this much is because it affects the game. It affects them, not because they truly care. Because if had any of these other had Braden Sorsby gone to any of these other Big 12 teams, we wouldn't have been hearing none of that shit. Like, we wouldn't have been hearing nothing.
If Brendan Swordsby, all this is the old SMU death penalty.
Yep.
SMU only got the death penalty because they were SMU and not
fucking with the money
and not OU. They were. It's not they were fucking with the money. They were too small to be messing with the money.
Yeah.
Texas Tech has plenty of money. We're not denying that. In the football world, they're a little napped in the grand scheme of things. They're not a big enough name to hold any weight for anyone to care.
And that's probably why this ended up going like this, because of that. Because had this been Arch Manning, this nigga would be playing. He would be playing.
It wouldn't have even got to the. It probably would never even gotten to us had that been Arch Manning.
Had it been Arch Manning, this wouldn't even be a conversation. They'd been like, "Oh, the nigga's playing. Oh, okay. Thank you very much."
Zero question. Now, to your point, I halfway disagree. Teams don't want him because they don't want his situation tied to them. He was projected to be a first-round pick this year.
Yep.
Next year, had he played, he would have been a top 5 pick. Yep. So it's talent is not his issue. At least projected talent is not his issue. Now, I think he's not going to join the UFL or the Canadian League simply because of the timing of all this. Like, Canadian football starts in the summer. So their season is actually about to ramp up if it has not already. I'm not 100% sure on it.
Yeah. So it's too cold to play in the winter in Canada.
Exactly. So he's not going to be in the UFL. He's not going to be in any arena league.
The UFL just ended. The UFL season just ended.
That's what I mean. He will be on an NFL roster. If not, he will probably be on an NFL roster this season, because if he doesn't get drafted in supplemental, now he's just a free agent. And instead of wasting a draft pick, they're a team who's looking for a quarterback. They're going to pick him up, put him on the practice squad. He'll maybe work his way up to the 3rd string or be the emergency guy. And then they'll see.
Yep. And that's what I think is, which is unfortunate because, I mean, he did it to himself. So it's not that like anybody feels sorry for him, but like, bro, like this is the monster that has been created in sports in general with the proliferation of gambling. Like, it used to be that you just had to either go straight to Vegas or find some dark mafia bookie. And now you just got at the hand of your fingers, you got prop bets and FanDuel and all this stuff. And it's literally just, it's a mess, and it's creating this. And my thing is like, it's messing up the game itself, mainly just because, like, when you start fucking with the money, that's when people come for you. And he was fucking with the money doing this. Because, like you said, he was at Texas Tech. If he'd have been at Texas, this wouldn't even be a conversation. But had he been in the SEC, this wouldn't have been a conversation. But being at Texas Tech, it messed him up. And also, like, it's just, it's crazy because he's probably just the first. I feel like there's going to be some other folks that come back, because we were wondering, like, we would see little things like, oh, some 4th string cornerback or like some small town basketball player at like a D2 school somewhere that lost their career. We were waiting for like a huge domino to fall. Like, what happens when like a top quarterback or a top star? Here's what happened. This is what it looks like. The mess that we just saw. This is your answer, or at least this is the best case scenario of what it could look like, which is saying a whole lot.
And then how are we? The thing is, this is just the first big one that we know about.
Exactly.
We can't stop the kids from doing it because it's nothing to download it on your phone. They're not validly checking IDs. Brandon Swordsby made his first bet as a freshman, not even 20 years old, 19 years old. He got on there. Mind you, in 4 years, he placed 9,000 bets. Now,
do y'all understand the sheer insanity of 9,000 bets being
played? I've done the math for you. Actually, over 4 years, that's 1,400-ish days. That averages out to 6.14 bets a day. Now imagine
Take that nigga's phone away.
6 bets a day. Now we won't get into the semantics of he only did it during football season or basketball season, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. That's 9,000 bets.
That does not matter. Like people are like, oh yeah, he only did it. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't. And then he, in his argument, which is a valid argument, is going to be, how can I not? Every time I watch a sporting event, DraftKings, underdogs, whatever prize picks, whatever your vice is, it's there. Vegas has 1 million of them, and you can get them all in 20 seconds on your phone. Again, we're asking 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds to not be stupid. But guess what? Y'all come in. Let me tell you a secret. All 19, 20, 21-year-olds are stupid.
Oh, would you look at that? Wow.
There's different varying degrees of stupidity, but ain't none of them smart.
All 19, 20, 21-year-olds are stupid. And it's even worse with 19, 20, and 21-year-old athletes.
Even worse.
That ain't never been told no. Never
been told no.
We never had to do nothing for themselves. Get all their work done for them. You're handing them $15 million as freshmen with these NIL deals. Like,
JJ, at 20 years old, what would you have done with $15 million?
Shit.
You ain't got to answer, because the answer is
that was the answer.
I was about to say that and the question would be, what wouldn't I do with $15 million at 20 years old?
I do.
Niggas talking about what would you do? No, nigga, what wouldn't?
Exactly.
The question isn't even would you do something stupid? It would be how many things and what would my time limit be?
How stupid are we talking?
Because
they stupid. How stupid are we talking?
How stupid? Because with 15 million, that stupid radar is finna go.
Like, nigga, would I have 15 million by the time I left? Is the
question. First of all, I wouldn't have 15 million by the end of that year.
Well, no. I'd probably at least still have like 10.
See, the thing is, I say that all the time too, but I also understand
that
I ain't never had much money at one time before.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, if you give me $1,000, which is a lot of money, but not a lot of money, if you give me $1,000, I'm not gonna lie, I might blow 150 of it that day.
I got 7,000, and well, most of it went to rent, so never mind. I was being responsible. Carry on.
If you give me 1,000, I might eat a good lunch and buy a pair of shoes that day, which is gonna be $150, $200, which isn't a lot of amount, but when you percentage it wise, that's 20% in a day. I'm not gonna lie, I'd do it.
The Steiner math is mathing, y'all. Telling you.
Get 20%, and then you turn around, and then you get another 25%, and then and another 24%. It's like, wait a minute, wait. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
That video is hilarious.
So anyway, Brandon Sorsby, we're gonna see how this is gonna play out in the next couple months, and how this is gonna affect the NCAA, because this is gonna become a problem. And the NCAA hates kids and hates kids with money. And Sorsby just happened to be a white one. Now let a black quarterback get in trouble with this. Oh,
it'll be Terrell Pryor.
I was about to say he literally will be Terrell Pryor, who was drafted in the supplemental draft.
Sure was.
Because he was a monster. And yes. But anyway, going to a slightly different topic, but not a slightly different topic, ESPN Next has offered an NIL deal to basketball athletes Kalina Smith and Beckham Black. Beckham Black being the younger brother of Anthony Black, who plays for the Orlando Magic. I have a hard time wrapping my mind around this.
Yeah, me too.
The sports network that creates the most popular, well-recognized rankings in the basketball world, really in the sports world, just gave 2 athletes an NIL deal. That doesn't sound like a conflict of interest to y'all. That doesn't sound.
It very much is one, but ESPN has stopped being a credible organized. This is me with my hater hat on. They've stopped being a credible organization a long time ago. But that's all I'm gonna say because yeah.
And again, another slippery slope of ESPN is another one of those brands that you can see a gambling commercial any second that you're on that TV.
You remember the funniest thing to me was when that probe happened in the NBA and like Jonte Porter and like 2 other people got arrested and ESPN was talking about it on like Get Up and they flashed the gambling thing, but then they immediately like took it down as they were talking about it. That was funny. I still remember that. That was hilarious.
So ESPN, I don't see where I get ESPN Next. It's supposed to be the hub for high school sports and this and that. I feel like a news outlet, a media source, shouldn't be giving out money.
I think ESPN is positioning themselves more so now as like the ESPN we knew growing up is clearly gone. And I know that just working there. I know from the inside that it's been long gone. But I think ESPN now is more of it's like an entity as opposed to like a channel. So like you have ESPN the brand as opposed to like ESPN the channel. So like there's the content creation, there's the other stuff. You know, they obviously have the WWE deal, which is like one of the worst deals ever in the history of anything. And then you have like the content wing, which is what this is. It's like, oh yeah, it seems mostly like a content branding type of deal. And I don't really know how effective it's going to be because I think it also depends on these 2 athletes and where they end up going. Because both of them are like top 2. So yeah.
And I'm also the NIL for high school athletes is already a slippery slope. It's the first step to a Diddy party. It's the first step of, honestly, is the NIL the NCAA in disguise? Is the NCAA still finding a way to screw over kids with money?
Yeah.
Because I feel like even though they were so anti-NIL and so this and that, I feel like the NCAA is an inside agent on this. I feel like
always been. The NCAA will find a way to screw children over, even when they're doing right by them. They will still find a way. Like just because now they're open up to paying money, they will still find a way. They will still find a way.
Because NCAA, because they spent so much time and effort on slave labor, because that's what they are.
It literally is.
Anytime they actually offer up a smart idea or a good idea, the government tells them, nah, you good. You could have done this 100 years ago, but you chose not to.
Because that's really what this is. I'm like, even the Brendan Sorsby thing, I'm like, the NCAA has done this to themselves. Like, I can't even feel bad for them.
No, they did the right thing. They've suggested, hey, maybe we should make sure all the NIL lawyers get certified through us or through something else, which makes sense. You know what you got to do to be an NIL lawyer? I mean, I'm sorry, an NIL agent. Most agents are lawyers anyway, but you know what you got to do?
Be related to the player at this point.
Just say you're one.
Yeah. You just get up and just decide, hey, yeah.
Just say I have experience negotiating deals. That's all you got to do.
Because I'm like, bro, the only thing really that's changed with NIL is just the players make money. Everything else is still, the players are still heavily exploited. They don't have any union representation. Like, there's not a players association like in the NFL or in the NBA. Like, there's nobody watching over these deals. Like, there's not like a committee like, hey, this deal might be predatory. You should leave this alone. They don't have none of that. It's just the wild, wild west.
There's no one telling these kids they need to file taxes on their own.
Yeah.
Because these NIL
money when they leave.
Because these NILs, you're private contractors. You are not an employee. No one has to give you a what's our tax document for employees?
10
W2.
The W2.
The W2. No one legally has to give you a W-2. You have to get a 1099 and fill it out and have all the right receipts and all the extra shit. JJ, Scully, 2021, did you know anything about a 1099?
At 21, yes.
Well, you're also in a vast minority there.
I knew of a different 1099, but that's Louisiana talking.
I thought 1099 was a price. I didn't know anything about other than file my W-2. And JJ, we live in Texas, so we don't have state taxes. So honestly, we can do our W-2 in 10 minutes.
Yeah, with us, you got state and federal. I be getting 2 checks every year. Sometimes it's 2 big checks, sometimes it's 1 big check and 1 little one, sometimes it's 2 little ones. But that's state and federal. They don't play about that.
See, we ain't got state, so ours can be done in 5-10 minutes, really, because
TurboTax.com. Yep, sure is.
2021, we ain't making no real money anyway.
Right.
So
you would get like the refund check from college. That's what I knew.
Yeah, and what was your refund? My tax refund check in college was $200, maybe $250.
Shit. My 21st. I think my sophomore or junior year, I got like a good 1,300. I think I went to Miami,
and again we was spending it on dumb shit.
I wish I'd have saved at least 2. I wish I'd have saved a few of those. Like if I'd have known what I know now, I would have saved a couple of them.
Anyway, the NIL, we're gonna see how this works out. And now it's time for Scully's favorite segment of the show that he's been waiting on, because the World Cup and Tanzania just got 40 piece. Go ahead.
Tunisia, not Tanzania.
I knew that. Tunisia. That's a girl. I knew that.
They're both in Africa. So I mean, I guess we're racist. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a lot of different things. The World Cup has been very interesting to start out. First of all, my thing is I got an issue that it's been a lot of goal callbacks. There's also the new stupid water break, which has been disguised as like, player safety, and the players get some water because it's hot in the U.S. and in North America, and the players and safety of the players. When in reality it's just a ploy to get advertising. That's really all it is. Just 3 extra minutes of advertising. That being said, these World Cup games have been lit. Except for Tunisia, and except for Curacao. Curacao got that belt to ass as well. They lost 7-1 to Germany. Like, that's just fucking disgusting. But Tunisia lost 5-1 and immediately fired their head coach. I mean, without hesitation. The nigga, the ink didn't even dry on his contract yet, and this nigga's already out of a job.
First of all, they didn't fire him; they deported him.
And they're not even in their own country. How do you deport somebody in a different country? That shit is crazy. Do y'all understand what they probably had to go through to get him a visa? Because the United States does not play about non-white countries right now. The United States is a very racist country. We all know that. They were charging niggas up the wazoo to get these visas. Do you know what hell and high water they had to move to get this nigga visa just to fire him?
Just to get beat 7-1?
7-1 and fired this nigga after 1 game.
In case y'all don't know, in soccer terms, getting beat 70-1 is like getting
7-1, not 70.
I know it's like getting 40 pieced in football. It's like losing 72-35. Like, it's awful.
In football terms, and for those who are not aware of what I'm talking about, in football terms, remember when Lane Kiffin got fired on the tarmac at USC? That's what happened to this coach. Except for he wasn't on the tarmac in this case. But like the same idea. 1 game into the World Cup.
What? So in front of the hoes.
In front of literally in front of the entire world watching you get belt to ass. Like, yo, how do you even come back to your country at that point? You're probably a wanted man. I don't know what it's like in Tunisia, but
And I'm not gonna pretend to know the Tunisian government and politics, but if they don't have their independence and they're getting ruled by another nation, they probably don't want to go home.
No. They have their independence. That's why they're Tunisia.
Okay, great. I don't think they want to go home.
But back speaking to that, World Cup and JJ, this is part of why the World Cup is better. Soccer is just the best sport out there. Soccer rivalries are so much better than, like, for example, we were talking about Texas Tech and Texas earlier. Like, oh yeah, Texas Tech and Texas, and all the Texas schools kind of sort of beef with each other every now and then. They all be throwing shots at each other, even though they don't play each other anymore. And most of the time it's like, oh, somebody has more money than me, or somebody has this, or somebody has that. It's a regional thing, Big 12 rivalries.
Someone stole our mascot back in the day.
Somebody stole our mascot. Like, we're fighting over the fact that there's a strip of land on one town. Like, just little cute stuff. Like, oh yeah, that's wonderful. Like, OU in Texas is one of the most bloodthirsty rivalries in college football, and it does not touch Serbia and Croatia.
No, not even close.
Or today, France and Senegal played each other. FIFA was trying to get Israel and Palestine to play. Like, what are we? Soccer is it's blood feuds. Like, just imagine Belgium plays the Congo.
Look, man, the World Cup has been very interesting, to say the least. I'm excited, especially with it being so close to home here in the DFW. But speaking of the DFW, I do want to take this moment to say, shout out to the Japanese. You motherfuckers in Japan, y'all cleaned up Arlington better than the Arlington residents. Like,
absolutely.
Jameis Winston too. Jameis Winston was right there with him.
Jameis Winston saw a W and said munch. But yeah, shout out to y'all.
Also,
that was
shout
crazy.
out to Kansas. Y'all seen the way Kansas has been like rocking with Algeria? Like, the way that they have, like, the Kansas Jayhawks band learned how to play the Algerian national anthem and greeted them. Like, that's the other thing about the World Cup, that
unity.
Like, with all the nasty stuff going on in the world right now, and we know most of it going on, like, it's cool to see things like that. Like, it's the World Cup. Like, there are moments where, like, soccer is like the world's game, the beautiful game, they call it, whatever they want to call it, and it brings people together. This is one of those moments. Like, the World Cup, I've seen some incredible, beautiful stuff with people. Like, I mean, like the U.S. people welcoming the Iranian team after everything that the government has been doing to them. Like, you have all of that stuff. So it's been cool.
I'm loving seeing people fall in love with some of the basic American food that we take for granted.
Bruh.
I've seen British people cry over chili. Now, you will never.
Now, I understand it, because you see what British people eat. So,
you know what's funny? I saw something about that earlier today on social media. The Dutch, when they were out here, the Netherlands, whatever the fuck, they were going crazy about barbecue. I was like, do y'all not know how many barbecue joints I can name off the top of my hand, and how many barbecue joints in Arlington alone are within a 5-mile proximity of each other? And y'all think this is the greatest meal that you've ever had?
Well, I will tell you. Hold on. Now, wait a minute. Now, barbecue is a little different. I can understand. I can understand a little bit.
But it's also the fact that, bro, if you gave me a football in any direction from AT&T Stadium, they want to call it Dallas Stadium. That's the dumbest shit in the world.
Not doing that.
AT&T Stadium. If you gave me a football, I could chunk that bitch in any direction and hit a barbecue place.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Like, that's the thing. It depends on what they're crying over. Like, if they're crying over Famous Dave's, sit down. Yeah. But, like, if you went to, like, a hole in the wall somewhere in Arlington, or, like, if they got introduced to tacos, imagine British people found some authentic Mexican. Granted, they eat beans on
you too.
Yes, I would cry as well. Or just imagine the Switzerland people walking through the streets of Atlanta and seeing those women. Especially Atlanta had Cabo Verde there. So those women probably fit right in, honestly, being in Atlanta. So
you know what I'll say? Some of the greatest parts about world competition is just seeing all the different fans come across from the whole world. Some of them cool, some of them have interesting stories, some of them extremely attractive, and some of them, crazy sports fans are crazy sports fans.
Philadelphia is going to get Brazil and Haiti.
Lucky bastard.
Do you know how many babies are? Never mind. Brazil and Haiti in Philadelphia. Why did they get that?
Now, granted, somebody will be stabbed. Somebody will be stabbed. But hey, that's Philly. That's a normal day.
Be amazing music, and it's going to be beautiful women, specifically the Haitian women.
So worth it. Absolutely worth it. If you would like to see more of our coverage on the World Cup, figure it out, because none of us afford to go there. But we're here to talk about it. So anyway, y'all, we have come to an end of another episode of the one and only D1 Ignance University podcast. Scully, you got any final thoughts for the people?
Yes, I will say that, like we said, the World Cup is here, and just enjoy it, man. Like, enjoy watching the games, enjoy watching the people. If you're in and around some of these cities, even if you can't get to the games, just hang out around them, just hang out around, just get outside, meet people. You never know who you might meet. You might be able to get a green card and get the hell up out of this crazy ass country. But yeah.
JJ, final thoughts to the people.
Say, man, two things for the people. One, make sure you're liking, sharing, subscribing if you like what you see here, not just on the D1 Ignance University podcast, but the DFPN, That Feeling Podcast Network as a whole. We've got so much stuff coming down the pipeline. You want to make sure you stay tuned to that. And that leads me into number 2, because Scully alluded to it. So we're going to go ahead and, break the ice here. You heard it here first. We are having a collaborative show very soon in honor of the Purge, Metroplex Wrestling, D1 Ignance, and No Gimmicks. Y'all stay tuned. Big things are on the way. And Scully,
go crazy.
After this show, you have to be subscriber number 4 to the Freaky Link. Just saying.
Freaky Link.
I look forward to it. I've been waiting for this. And I've been waiting.
We will tell you more about the Freaky Link when that time comes. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I love to say at the end of every episode, keep learning, keep living, keep loving. If you're in the DF Dub, just know I'm taking you to the games and I'm charging less than Uber. Don't worry about how we going to get that done. We going to get it done. But either way, JJ, hit the button.